Hello everyone. So today we'll discuss the internal details of a Java program. The last class we will discuss how to compile the Java program, and today we will discuss the internal details of Java program. Welcome to my class. My name is Devasis Padi. So let us start today's topic. So in the last class we have already discussed about what happens at compilation time. Okay. So whenever we will write a Java program, that program is saved as .java extension. Okay. So let us consider I am writing a Java program and my name of the Java program is simple, and the program is saved with the extension .java. So my program name is simple.java, and simply this is called as my source code. So whenever I will compile the Java program, compiler produces the equivalent bytecode of that source code, and always the extension of the bytecode is .class. So whenever simple.java is compiled, it produces simple.class file, and this is called as bytecode. Why it is called bytecode? Because here each instruction size is 1 byte. Okay. So at compilation time, Java file is compiled by Java compiler and converts the Java code into equivalent bytecode. Okay. So first .java file is changed to .class file by the help of compiler. Okay. And its .class file is independent of the operating system and the process. Then what happens at runtime? After compilation, when .class file is found, then what happens at runtime? Now whenever this .class file is found, JVM loads this .class file into memory by the help of class loader subsystem. We have already discussed these things when architecture of JVM was discussed. So whenever this .class file is found, simple.class file, the JVM, Java Virtual Machine, loads the .class file into memory by the help of class loader subsystem. Then in the class loader subsystem, the bytecode is verified whether the bytecode is correct or not, whether the .class file produced is correct or not. If it is not correct, it is rejected. If the bytecode is proper, then it is in a position to run the bytecode. Okay. So class loader is the subsystem of JVM that is used to load the class file. Okay, what is the work of the class loader? Now class loader subsystem loads the .class file into memory. Then bytecode verifier, what is generally bytecode verifier? It checks the bytecode, it checks the .class file for illegal code that can violate access right to object. Okay, it checks whether the .class file is proper or not. What is the work of interpreter? The interpreter reads the bytecode string and execute the instruction. So in Java program, both compiler and interpreter is used. Next, the question is, can you save a Java source file by author name then the class name? In the last class, I told you that always the class name and the source file name always be same. If the class name is simple, the file name must be simple. If the class name is demo, file name is also demo. If class name is temp, file name is also temp. In the last class, I told you this thing. Always the class name and the Java file name must be same. But the question is, if both the name is different, then what happens? Okay, so see, let us consider, here I am writing one class simple, and this is the main method, and I will print hello on the screen. And instead of saving the file as simple.java, I save the file as hard.java. That means class name and file name both are different. Whether it is possible or not. The question is whether this is possible or not. Whether the Java class name or Java file name is different, then it is possible or not. See, whenever these two name is different, the class name and the file name is different, compiler produces the .class file. In which name? Always compiler produces the .class name as the name of the class. Since the name of the class is simple, it produces the .class file as a simple.class. Okay, it produces the .class file as a simple.class. So whenever I execute the program, I must write the code as Java simple instead of Java hard. See, whenever I want to compile the program, what is the file name? Hard.java. So I compile the program as Java C hard.java. Then compiler compiles the program and produces the equivalent .class file. But the .class file name is simple.class. Why? Because the class name is simple. So if I execute the file as Java hard, then JVM searches hard.class file and it is not present. So JVM will erase an error message. But what I can write here, instead of writing Java hard, I can write Java simple. So JVM searches simple.class file and executes the file. So whenever the file name and class name both are different, there is no problem. But you must remember these things. Whenever you can compile Java C hard.java, this is the file name. Okay, Java C file name.java. But whenever you execute, you must write the corresponding .class file. What is the corresponding .class file? The .class file is simple. So I can write here Java simple. Okay. Next question is, can you have multiple classes in a Java source file? See, in this source file only one class is there. But the question is, can you write multiple classes in a single file? Yes, we can write multiple classes in a single file. See, here three classes are there, class A, class B, class C, and I can save the file as d.java. So whenever I can compile this program, compile this source file, it produces a.class for class A, it produces b.class for class B, it produces c.class for class C. That means it produces separate .class file for each class. Okay. The question is, if a file contains multiple classes, for which name the file is saved? Now always remember, here main method is present. Let us consider there is class D and class D contains main method. So the program is saved as d.java. If main method is present in class B, the program is saved as b.java. If main method is present in class A, the program is saved as a.java. Okay. So these are the key things in your Java programming language. Okay. So just careful about that. So this is all about your today's class. Thank you.